Yo, what is up guys? I'm here hitting you up with another Star Savior video today with the Bunny Girl Charlotte guide. A lot of people wished for Bunny Girl Charlotte, so here we are with the BGC guide. A quick thing in eigener Sache, if you didn't see it already on my channel, I did upload a Ashera Walls guide yesterday on how to build her, how to play her, and all the good stuff. Go check it out if you didn't watch that video yet. Let's talk about Bunny Girl Charlotte. Now, to understand what she's doing, we have to look at the skills first. Interestingly enough for her, really, she doesn't necessarily need the dupes, but obviously more dupes you have, LB3 is what you want to target at the end of the day, the stronger she becomes. But what does she do initially? Charlotte grants herself 1 stack of ignition at the start of the turn of a sun attribute ally. So basically, if you have more red units than her in the party, she gets ignition stacks. That increases self-action gauge by 6% after using Bunny Step, triggers Bunny Step an additional time after using Bunny Step on self turn if self has lucky token, undispellable. Additionally, trigger occurs once per turn. And for that, her basic skill S1 is the Bunny Step, and the lucky token she's talking about is the skill 2 effect. So if we're looking at lucky token, it is a 20% defense penetration or defense ignore depending on how they look at it, but defense penetration here 20%. So you always need that buff on her, so she does her S1 2 times in a row. So make sure you always cast the S2 beforehand, so she can cast her S1 2 times in a row basically, and so she basically gets 12% attack gauge when she uses her S1. That's basically the gist of it. She also grants herself and all allies a 2-turn attack up, which is incredibly beneficial, and has a 3 turns lucky token buff and a stack of ignition with an 84% chance, 3 times total, grants self an extra turn. So you always start with the S2 and then you can do S1 or even S3. Now here's the S3. Having lost all her chips, Charlotte flips the table and attacks enemy, deals 5% increased damage for each ignition stack up to 5 stacks, so 25% bonus damage on max stacks, then removes all ignition stacks after attacking, resets the cooldown of Cornered Rabbit if ignition is at max stacks after attacking. So the basic game plan with this character is actually you do not want to cast her S3 unless you have max stacks, plus the S3 has the Nova Burst, temporarily deals 1 more toughness fixed damage and restores 30% of damage as HP on attack. So this one here has lifesteal, so she can heal herself. So you start off with the S2, cast it on herself, and then you want to do S1, get to 5 stacks, then you want to burst if you need to heal, do the S3 to deal your damage, right? And because you use that skill on max stacks, you do 25% bonus damage, plus on top of that, also you're resetting her S2 if it is on cooldown, so the next time she moves she can do S2 into S1 directly again. Now in terms of how far you want to go with the skill 1, you can stop at level 6, you can also go at level 7 if you want to, because she does a lot of basic skill hits. Then we have her skill 2. Now for the skill 2, ideally you want to go to the absolute minimum, you want to go to level 6 just for the cooldown reduction, right, from 5 turns to 4 turns. And this one is something you could argue getting to level 10, because you want to make sure that you're getting the ignition stack with 100% chance every single time and not with an 84% chance. So this just makes sure that you can ramp up to 5 stacks fast enough to get the maximum effect of your skill 3 with the Cornered Rabbit. Then looking at the rabbit here, 6 is also a nice stopping point. If you want to deal more damage, go for 7, but that's really about it. This is the only one, the skill 2, where you can think about going for more than level 6. Now, when it comes to her ideal Arcana and Charm or Journey, this is the setup you want to run. You want to have Lacey, no pain, no gain. You want to have Frey, Indomitable Masterpiece. You want to have the Charlotte card for the speed support. You want to have Kira, which is very important for her for the additional 30 speed. And then you want to have the Petra for the crit rate. Those are the cards you want to have on her, ideally. And then when it comes to her potential, you want to go, if you do the Hard Journey, you want to have the Starlight Trajectory AX5. So you want to aim for AX5. I will be uploading the Hard Journey guide very, very soon. So I will go really in depth about Hard Journey so you understand all these little things I'm talking about here. But AX5 basically is increase attack by 8% and self crit rate by 5%. Increase attack 8 by 8% at the start of the turn, stacks up to 5 times and resets all stacks after using an ultimate skill. So a lot of extra damage, and then crit damage, speed, attack, crit rate, attack, speed, crit rate, attack. This is all you want for crit rate, speed, attack, crit damage. And that's really about it. Now, when it comes to our ideal gear, I think right now, unless we get more ways to increase our crit rate with a different set, the priority should be going with a 4-piece inside set for the 30% extra crit rate and a 2-piece Veiler set for an additional 5% attack and 5% effect res. Now for the necklace and for the ring, for the necklace you want to have speed, and for the ring you want to have attack percentage. Now if we have better ways of obtaining crit rate in the future, we could actually argue about putting crit rate maybe on this piece here and instead running like a 4-piece crit damage set for even more damage. But for right now, this is the ideal way to build these units: speed and attack. Then we have this one, and that's really about it. Now when it comes to her ideal team setup, I know you're seeing the same setups in the last 2 guides as well, but basically the front doesn't matter too much. What she really cares about is having a Shara in her team. I think that is the only thing she truly cares about, just because she just makes use so much of Ash in terms of proccing her that you're just getting heal and all the good stuff for the extra damage. And she's just a very good basically support DPS for Charlotte as our main DPS in the setup. For the tank route you can do whatever you want, and then for the slot you can do whatever you want. You can change positions with Ashara and Lacey, this would work, and then you replace Lacey with something else like a Muriel, for example, or you replace Emily with Hilde if you don't have Emily. Like in a fire team setup you for sure can do that. There are many different ways that lead to roam. Basically you could also just use Ash in the middle and then use just 3 red units. A lot of different things you can do. For the time being we're using this one, and you can basically think about the front you can replace with legitimately anything. I feel like Ash should be definitely included, but I feel like everybody in the meta has them. Now since this is blue, I actually don't necessarily want to do that on this stage, so let me hop on hard mode real quick here. And of course this is blue too. Apparently I cannot do one of the older ones, so I'm gonna do it on the blue units, even though I'm expecting like probably less damage or other shenanigans. Actually I don't even know currently what the debuffs are. If you have elemental disadvantage in this game right now, I would assume you have reduced chance of actually landing your debuffs, stuff like that, so missing, and maybe also a reduced chance of actually critting in this game. This is things I can see right now. But long story short, so what you want to do is you're gonna cast your S2. As I said, you want to get the S1 effect going, that you're getting extra turn. Now we use the S2, we are getting an extra turn, and now we can decide what we want to do. Let's do the S1, bam bam bam, hit. Now we get an extra hit, boom, 6.5k. We didn't get a follow-up with our Ash, but it's absolutely fine because right now we really do not care as much. Plus this is blue units, so that's why we're dealing a little bit less damage. She usually crits for more. She likes to crit for like 8k right now with a hard journey. Stellar Archive I gave her, but outside of that, keep in mind there is a penalty when you're playing with less combat power than suggested. So if I had 180k combat power in this particular battle, my damage would be a lot higher. Now as you can see at the bottom, I have 4 stacks. I'm currently not at max stacks. This means I just need 1 more stack, so we cannot cast the S1 here, S3 here, because we will not be getting a stack. So we are forced to do 1 more S1 to get to the 5th stack, probably because I didn't get a stack from casting the S2. Now we do our shenanigans with the rest of the party. Let me burst here, and then we do the S1. It's fine. Now since we are at full HP, we have 5 stacks. We don't need to heal because she's on full HP, so bursting with her S3 does not make any sense because it would just be healing. Let's see if we can crit against the blue unit. And the damage output, we didn't crit, 8.7k, expected. I would have guessed it's probably around 18k, something along these lines, because of the element plus the CP difference. Mine already, I saw her critting for like 25k plus at this point in time, but you know, it is what it is with the penalties you're getting in this game right now. So here we go, one more time. We're going with the S2. The cool thing is just she buffs the entire team. Plus, we have a lot of extra buffs with her because of the card. So we do have, and I think it is not even displayed here, but basically because of the Kira card, she has a lot more speed. She's really fast now. And then there we go, 1, 2, 3, and the boss is dead. Was a blue one. Chapter 22, 1, well beaten without any issues. Very solid overall. You cannot go wrong with this character. She does, like, she's definitely your best red option in terms of damage. So if you have her, make sure you build her up. You will not regret it, because she is the best red DPS in the game. It's not even close. And then we have the different elements we can talk about, but for sure where she is in an advantage, you will always want to use her. She's very solid, and you can maximize the Ash Walls effect because of her with a double S1 effect, plus you buffing your whole party with attack up and all the shenanigans, plus she can even self-heal if she wants to. But yeah, this summarizes the entire guide for Bunny Girl Charlotte. Let me know your thoughts, guys, and as always, if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. I really appreciate it, and see you with the next one. Deuces.